Yeah, welcome to my current. This is the weekly forex market update, and we're looking at the USD card, AUD USD, Euro AUD, and the Euro CHF currency pairs. Now, first, before we get into the business of the day, let's take a look at the product that I offer, the premium forex signal service, which goes for 200 US dollars monthly. Right? This is a highly profitable trading signals that will take your trading to the highest level in profitability. Now, the value we offer is a lot more than the price charged for this. And one thing you need to know is that the systems with which I derive signals for this service are highly profitable trading signal or highly profitable trading systems that have been tested and trusted over the years. So if you're interested, my link is in the description below, the link to my direct Telegram contact. Copy the link, paste it in your browser and chat me up, and let's talk about how you can come on board and also benefit from this signal service. Right? Simple and straightforward. So let's get into the business of the day, and we'll come back to that later. So for USD card rather, let's go to the monthly. Like we analyzed last week, the market is in a range, and the market is currently in a range, and it doesn't seem to be breaking above, the zones we wanted to break above just yet. So when we go to the weekly time frame, what do we see? We see the same idea, but even this weekly time frame, we see a bullish pin bar forming at this major zone of the 1.34556 area, right? So that might be a significant thing to look at. Now for the daily time frame, we can see what has happened over here. We've seen that market has come into the zone and formed a bullish reversal, and we've seen some bullish price action for 3 days. That's from Wednesday to Friday, right? So now, what should we look forward to going into the new week? What I can say is this: if we see price coming to this, to either of the 1.35694 or the 1.35891 zones, if price comes into either of those zones and gives us a bearish day close at either of those zones, what I would suggest is that you go for a sell. Go for a one-to-one sell right there if it meets your confirmation, right? Don't forget the daily time frame is our execution time frame in this scenario, in this analysis, right? So that's what I would suggest. Go for a one-to-one. But if price doesn't do that, and if price comes down to this zone, let's say this 1.34224 zone, and gives us a bullish day close above that zone, I would suggest that we go for a bullish move. You go for a buy, where you can go for a bullish move, go for a one-to-one if it meets your confirmation. But furthermore, because if you look at this, well, it's still a big range, right? Judging from the monthly time frame, but I think it seems to favor more bullish moves, right? Yeah, it seems to favor more bullish moves in my own opinion. So let me look closely and see. I think it seems to favor more bullish moves, considering the fact that the market has been moving in a bullish direction, pushing higher and giving some higher highs before this pause in the market, which has formed a range now. So if it's going to break out of this range, then it's going to, like, the typical expectation is that after the pause, the market continues in the direction it has been coming from. So that's possibly going to be a bullish one. So you can go for a one-to-one, or even a one-to-two, as you are willing to take the risk, right? So whichever one you're willing to take, I advise a one-to-one. Just get your one-to-one and move on to the next one. But if you're willing to take that risk, you can go for a one-to-two. So now let's move to the next one, the AUD USD currency pair. Now for AUD USD, what exactly should we expect? Let's take a look at the monthly time frame and see what's happening here. I hope the candle has loaded. Has it loaded? Okay, yeah, it has loaded now. So now for the AUD USD currency pair, what should we expect? It's a downward trend, and we're having a lot of price action around this area. Maybe it's going to be a breakdown, maybe it's not, we're not so sure right now. So let's take a look at the weekly time frame. Okay, I think that's loaded as well. The weekly time frame, we see price has closed bearish at this major zone of the 0.67775. So let's go down to the daily time frame. Yeah, for the daily time frame, same idea right there. So what should we expect? Well, this is what I would suggest. If we see price come into either of the 0.66953 or the 0.66722 zones, and it gives us a bullish day close at either of those zones, right? If it gives us a bullish day close at either of those zones, then I would suggest that you go for a 1-to-1, right? If it meets your confirmation, go for a 1-to-1. That's what I would be suggesting. Go for a 1-to-1 for the AUD USD currency pair. I think another scenario is up here. We have a zone here, right? We have a zone there. It's quite an obvious one right there. But I'm trying to see how it aligns with previous price data. I think it does. It quite aligns. I think this is it right here. Is that it? Let's see. It is. So I think it quite aligns with past price data. So now for a bearish scenario, if price pushes higher and comes into either of the 0.68679 or the 0.68925 zones, and it gives us bearish day close at either of those zones, right? Gives us a bearish day close at either of those zones. I'll suggest that you go for a 1-to-1, right? You can sell and go for a 1-to-1 there. But since it's a bearish trending market currently, you can also go for a 1-to-2 or even hold the price till, or hold the trade rather till it gets back to the 0.67779 area, right? So but first I'll suggest that you take some profits at 1-to-1, then you can hold for the rest. And don't forget, only take those trades if they meet your own personal trading confirmation. So we've done USD CAD, we've done AUD USD. Now next one is the Euro AUD currency pair rather. So for Euro AUD, let's take a look at the monthly time frame. I hope it has loaded. Let's give it a second in case it has not fully loaded. So we see that we see price. What are we going to call this? We can call this a bullish time frame, or a bullish trend rather. You can call it a bullish trend, but we also see a lot of bearish move as well. So I'm just indecisive for now. At the moment, I'm quite indecisive on whether it's a bullish or bearish trending market. Yeah, we also see this price now. We see price, pushing lower. We can see this massive rejection that happened the 4th of August 2024. It's the candle opened on the 4th of August 2024. That's a weekly time, and that's the weekly time frame, and the 3 candles that followed, the 3 weeks that followed, were also very bearish. So is this a sign that the market will be falling off? Well, it possibly is. And maybe the bears also have had their own day and the bulls are about to come in. So both cases are very possible. So let's take a look at the daily time frame and see for ourselves what to expect. So if we see price come into either of these zones, whether the 1.62221 or the 1.61884 zones, and it gives us a bullish day close at either of those zones, the market gives us a bullish day close at either of those zones, Okay. If the market gives us a bullish day close at either of those zones, I'll suggest that you go for a 1-to-1, right? Go for a 1-to-1 if it meets your confirmation. Take your trade. Don't forget you're using the daily time frame as your execution um time frame. Yeah. So that would be for that. And if price doesn't do that and price just decides to push higher and goes into the 1.65727 zone, or even as high as the 1.67539 zone. So if we have bearish day close at either of those zones, if the market gives us a bearish day close at either of those zones, you can just go for a 1-to-1 there. If it meets your confirmation, take your profit and walk away. So I think that will be that for the Euro AUD currency pairs. The major zones that I keep highlighting and talking about are really important. These are the things that gives us the ability to predict the markets technically, right? There are lots of stuff out there, but at the end of the day, when you check the base of all these strategies, you see that they are just talking about support and resistance, even though they refuse to mention support and resistance when they talk. So let's go to the next one, Euro CHF. Now for Euro CHF, what do we expect? Let's take a look at the monthly time frame. You see USDCAD has broken lower lows this month, but it has not closed. It didn't close below, so we can see that here. So now what do we expect from this? Well, it's been a very bearish market. Let me take you back to the monthly, and you see that it's been very bearish for many years now. So what should we expect as technical, as we're making this technical analysis? What we can expect is bearish moves, right? That's what we can expect because trade we only trade what we see as technical. Technical traders are only supposed to trade what they see, right? This is very important. So now for going into the new week, what should we expect? If we see price come into the 0.93069 zone and it gives us a bullish day close, if it gives us a bullish day close, then we can go for a 1-to-1 right now. Because it's a bullish move and we have to, be careful buying in a bearish market. But if we see price come into either of the 0.94707 or the 0.94808 zones, then and price does a bearish day close at either of those zones, I suggest that you go for a sell if it meets your confirmation. Don't forget, you can only take these trades if they meet your own personal trading confirmation. So you can go for a 1-to-1 or even more. You can hold the trade till you get back into the 0.94061 zone, right? So either of those cases, you can take your first profits at 1-to-1 risk reward ratio, then hold for the other targets, right? Maybe you want to go 1-to-2 or 1-to-3 or even hold it to the next zone. Whichever way you think you're comfortable with, you can do it that way. So that's that for Euro CHF. Let's get back to the product I told you about earlier, the premium forex signal service. Now the trading is for profits and we only trade to make profits, right? And so, trading is not something we do to excite ourselves or keep ourselves busy. So that is why I'm of the opinion that forex traders who give signals should be giving signals that they take themselves, right? So I'm in this market to make money, right? And of course, and that's also one of the reasons why I sell signals as well, because more money doesn't hurt anybody, literally. Yeah. So if you would like to be part of what I do, copy my direct Telegram contact in the description below. copy the link, paste it in your browser, and chat me up, and let's talk about how you can come on board. Right, the Premium Forex Signal service is here for you, and I provide highly profitable trading signals. I only give trades that I take myself, right? I'm here to make money, so I don't just jump in or jump out. I only get in on highly profitable or high probability trading signals. So you definitely want to be part of this and take your trading to the highest possible level in profitability. Thank you very much for your time. Bye for now.